The ice cream you enjoy on a hot day is more than a simple treat. It is a technological achievement, a carefully designed product of food science meant to captivate your senses, last on a shelf, and cost very little to produce. This is the world of ultra-processed foods, a category that now forms the bulk of what many people eat. These are not merely processed ingredients like flour or canned tomatoes. They are formulations created from cheap commodity crops and a suite of synthetic additives, designed to be irresistibly tasty, convenient, and highly profitable. Their prevalence marks a fundamental shift in how we feed ourselves, moving from whole foods to edible products constructed in factories. To understand these foods, consider the journey of that common ice cream. Traditional versions might use cream, sugar, and vanilla. The modern industrial version, however, often relies on a different blueprint. Emulsifiers prevent separation, gums provide a creamy texture without the full cost of dairy fat, and artificial flavors create a consistent taste experience. The oil inside might be refined, bleached, and deodorized to be a neutral, cheap fat source. This engineering allows it to be shipped globally, sit in a freezer for months, and remain affordable. But this convenience comes with a hidden trade-off. The very additives that create its appealing form and longevity are part of a food substance that our bodies do not recognize in the same way as whole food. The health implications of this dietary shift extend far beyond simple nutrition labels. For decades, public health guidance has focused on nutrients, fats, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins. This nutritionism perspective suggests that a vitamin pill is equivalent to a vegetable, and that the structure of food is irrelevant. The science of ultra-processed foods challenges this directly. Research indicates that diets high in these products lead people to consume more calories, gain weight, and face higher risks of diet-related diseases, regardless of the nutrient profile. The physical form and matrix of the food matter immensely. A whole apple, with its fiber and structure, is metabolized differently and sends different satiety signals to your brain than apple juice or an apple-flavored snack bar. The problem lies in the design principles of ultra-processed foods. They are engineered to overcome our natural biological signals that tell us we are full. Their hyperpalatable combinations of fat, sugar, salt, and flavorings can bypass our innate regulatory mechanisms, encouraging us to eat faster and for longer. Furthermore, their soft, easy-to-chew textures allow for rapid consumption, delaying the feeling of fullness. They often displace the fiber-rich, water-containing whole foods that naturally promote satiety. In essence, these products are not passive, they are actively designed to drive overconsumption. The story of this food revolution began not with sinister intent, but with innovation. The invention of margarine in the 19th century was an early example of creating a spreadable fat from inexpensive oils. The 20th century saw an explosion in food technology, turning abundant crops like corn, soy, and wheat into a vast array of ingredients: high-fructose corn syrup, protein isolates, hydrogenated oils. These building blocks, combined with advances in chemical engineering, gave birth to the entire category of shelf-stable, ready-to-eat foods that fill the center aisles of supermarkets today. What started as a way to preserve food and reduce waste evolved into a system optimized for cost and scale, often at the expense of nutritional quality. Critics of the ultra-processed food concept argue that the classification can be ambiguous. Where does one draw the line between a bread and a packaged cake? Yet, even as an evolving framework, it provides a crucial lens. It moves the conversation away from blaming individual nutrients like fat or sugar, and toward examining the entire industrial process that creates the food environment. It asks us to consider not just what is in our food, but what has been done to it. The evidence, while still building, points to a clear pattern. A diet centered on these manufactured edible products is a primary driver of the global obesity and metabolic health crisis. Ultimately, the message is not about absolute purity or a return to a mythical past. It is about awareness and proportion. Recognizing that a food is ultra-processed is the first step. These products are defined by their long ingredient lists full of substances you wouldn't find in a home kitchen: hydrolyzed proteins, maltodextrin, colorings, and flavor enhancers. Choosing to base one's diet on whole or minimally processed foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes, grains, eggs, meat, and simple dairy is a powerful step toward reclaiming health. It is a choice to eat food as nature designed it, in a form that our bodies have evolved to understand, digest, and derive genuine nourishment from. The journey through the world of ultra-processed foods reveals that what we eat is not just fuel, but information, and the quality of that information determines our well-being.